Pelican State. We outside. We in the booth where the dirt fly high, chalk line, bright sun ball up in the sky. From Shreveport down to that Gulf Coast sand, we rolling through the state with a glove in our hand. Let's go. Cleats on fire when they hit that field. Got a cannon in the arm that swings so real. If you hustle every inning, it's your time. Rising stars on deck, get in line. Pelican State rising stars. We lit all-star dreams. Whole team going hit. 446 rolling through yo-yo. Who out there playing that all-star hard?
And welcome in, softball fans. It is another episode of the Pelican Softball Report. It is dash for fresh time, and I'm telling you what, things are getting heated up. We'll start off with the absolute biggest story of the day. Well, I guess it depends on who you talk to. And we've got a poll tonight. We'll talk to you about our big story tonight. We'll talk to you about who our newest member of the Pelican State Rising Stars All-Star Game is. We've got Coach Alicia Hebert that'll join us. We've got Coach Robbie Boehner that's going to join us from Hicks High School. They're having a great season. Both of those schools are having some pretty good ones. And, of course, we'll take your comments and highlights for things that are around there over in your comments section, whether you're watching on Facebook or you're over on YouTube. Make sure that you leave us a comment and let us know what's on your mind tonight. So here's one thing that we found that we're going to talk to you about before we get to our top story of the night. And anybody that's been around softball already knows what our top story of the night is, we believe. There are no more undefeated teams in softball regular season. We saw Calvary go down last week, and that can only mean that Vanderbilt Catholic has dropped one tonight. They did. We'll talk to you a little bit about that, but that brings us to our poll, and you see it over there in the corner of the screen, and all you've got to do in the chat is type in 1, 2, 3, or 4. We're going to leave that up there. Which number one seed? And this is an easy one tonight. We're not going to get into anything that's difficult or earth-shattering right away. But we're asking you which number one seed is likely to win it all. It's Calvary. Are they going to win their 6th this season? Is Walker going to win it? How about Kiet Cooper and Callie Decker and that group down there playing for Coach Sarah Roark and Gina? Are they going to do it? Does LaSalle go back to beat a district championship tonight? So we'll see what they have. But all you've got to do in your comments is type 1, 2, 3, or 4, and that's going to get it for you. Again, as we told you, coming up in about 5 minutes or so, we've got Coach Alicia Hebert up there, and then coming up at 9:30, we've got Coach Robbie Boehner of Hicks High School. They dropped a close one tonight, a 2-1 ball game to Menard in that one, and it was senior night there at Holy Savior Menard. They were honoring Kaylee Methvin and Sawyer Shelton. Without a doubt, Sawyer Shelton was our LV 5K player of the game. And somebody in green and gold got invited to play in our Pelican State Rising Stars All-Star Game. We'll tell you about that in just a minute. Make sure you jump in the chat, though, and tell us about a game that you watched and one you've seen. But let's jump into that game. Vanderbilt Catholic goes down to Destrehan in that ball game. And look, Destrehan by Jolie Lozano is, and then she's one of those underclass all-stars is what she is. And so we identified that back early in the season, and she's showing that. It was 6-0 in that game before Vanderbilt Catholic did exactly what they do and made a big comeback in it. But now there are no more undefeateds. And normally that's what happens. You slip up. It's difficult to win every game because everybody wants to play the teams like the North DeSotos and Calvarys and Vanderbilt Catholics because you want to see what you're made of and get ready for the playoffs. And so they fall into a very, very tough Destrehan team. Not going to shake them out of the number one spot when those things get updated on there. But let's peep through and look at some of the scores tonight. Winfield wins big over Dodson. It was teacher appreciation night over there. I'm looking back at some of the games that we saw. South Beauregard, Run Rules, Anacoco in their game. Charter Avoyelles Charter wins their game 11-10 over Harrisonburg. 11 runs, all 11 unearned in that ball game. Found a way to win that game, get on base and do that. Glenmora and Grace Christian here local in Central Louisiana. They're out of that the same District 5B. And Grace Christian wins that one 5-4. Holy Savior Menard, we told you they win it 2-1. We got an opportunity to see Cortland Ducey in their Dousay. Ducey. She said either way, she does get that. She was very solid in the circle tonight too. Normally has hit the ball well, but Kaylee Methvin strikes out 13 tonight. Just gave up maybe 2 hits on there. I know 1, 2. Yeah, she gave up 2 hits on there. We were on the call for it. You can go back and look at that. Of course, Sawyer Shelton, we told you, was our LV5K player of the game. But it does give us an opportunity. And we're going to talk to Cortland's head coach a little bit later on in the evening. He, of course, will be on around 9:30, but she was our most recent invitation to the Pelican State Rising Stars All-Star game. So welcome aboard, Cortland Ducey. We're glad to have you there. Oak Hill and Monterey. Oak Hill all over Monterey in that game. Let's jump down here. Quitman and Oak Grove. Brenna Lampkin pitches a gem. They win that 3-0 in that ball game. So congratulations there. Stanley and St. Mary's, I don't have an update on there just yet. Calvary back on pace there. They beat Airline 12-2. They run roll Airline. Kenzie Anderson, 15 strikeouts in that game. So she had another great big ball game along the way. Hahnville and Mount Carmel. Mount Carmel wins that one 5-2. So these top seeded teams are starting to play each other. Alexandria and Neville, we don't have a report on that. Pineville wins their game. That was I don't see it on here. We'll go and look at. Maybe they played that yesterday and it just got up. No, there it is. They beat Ouachita tonight to go and win that ball game. So congratulations on that. Walker and Denham Springs, I don't have an update. If you've got updates on those scores from the northeast portion of the state, let us know about that. There were a couple of more of them that we wanted to look at. St. Thomas More and Kaplan, that game was canceled. Vanderbilt Catholic and Destrehan, we told you Destrehan wins that one 7-3 in that ball game. West Washita and Shudrin, I don't have a score on it. Kaplan, we told you, was canceled. Sterlington, no answer there, but we'll get that for you before we get out of here. French Settlement beats Prairieville 9-1. Malloy Miles, 15 strikeouts in that, and she is just flat killing it. As always, the Ole Miss commit can pound the strike zone, no doubt about that one. Winfield, we told you, over Dodson, 15-0. That's a look around at some of the scores on there. If you've got an opportunity, don't forget in our comment section, that's where, if you see over on the right side of the screen, which number 1 is most likely to win it all you do is go and put a 1, 2, 3, or 4 in the comment section. Coach Alicia Hebert will be along with us in just a moment. Let's look at some of we saw Covenant Christian wins their district championship. Congratulations to those ladies. We saw another one. Try to go and get through some of these that we're talking about. Pineville undefeated at district. Chelsea Simpson again in the circle, 7 innings, 5 hits, and that Ouachita team very, very much improved in that one. See if we can get some other ones. One of our all-stars, and we look, they're student athletes. Leah Godoy was inducted into the National Honor Society. We saw that today. Congratulations on that one. Pine Prairie Lady Panthers won the district championship for the 4th year in a row. All 4 years they've been undefeated. We're going to release a graphic tomorrow, and it's going to tell you about. There, we got a vote in there from Michael Cameron. We know that. Good to see that. He thinks that Calvary is the one that's most likely to win it all. And look, if we've had this poll and we run this poll the last 5 years, that's certainly one. And I'll tell you, the polls will get a little more difficult as we go. I just found that on here. So anyway, that's what we're going with. So thank you, Michael, for jumping in there. Again, that's the way that you do it. We'll show, look, there's his vote. We'll show you there. If you have a game that you were at and you've got some information for us that we have not pulled up, go ahead and type it in the message block on there. big news for you next Tuesday night. So baseball season ends on Monday, and I know this is a softball oriented show, but baseball ends on Monday, and so you can join right here. Marshall Leffler, host of the Red River Roundup and a lot of things that we do, is on there. KP Miles, who is the play-by-play voice of the Ash Trojans baseball, they're going to do a bracket release show right here, and they'll talk baseball throughout the night. What we're going to do is we'll do ours on Wednesday night, and we'll talk about all things softball because softball ends on that Tuesday night. Is there a big game this weekend that you're looking at? Is there a Tuesday game? I don't know if anybody has a tougher final schedule than Parkview does. Parkview has 5 games over the last few days. And so that's going to be an interesting thing. Everybody is trying to get amped up and ready for the playoffs that are just right around the corner. Let's get adjusted in here, and we'll get figured out. So again, the poll is up in the corner, and even if we're talking, you can still cast your vote that's in there, or if you have something to say, a comment about anything that we have, do that. Maybe a game that you were at. Wednesday night is the show. Tuesday night is baseball. All throughout, we're going to be announcing new invitees to our game. One that we went and got a little bit earlier was Josie Vidring. She's a good one down at Pine Prairie. Pine Prairie with a big 7-5 win tonight. And we'll go ahead and bring in their head coach, Alicia Hebert. She joined us. And Coach, welcome.
Thank y'all for having me.
No, certainly. We're excited. We're excited to have you in here. No doubt about it. 7-5 tonight. That was a sweat on that one.
Yeah, it was a very good game. The people definitely got their money's worth. Iowa is a good program. Kinsey is a great coach and her staff there. We saw some quality pitching. They have a really solid defense, and it was great competition for us to see going into the playoffs.
They are a good one, and we know that. Pull that pole down in just a minute, get it out of the way. The wind blows out of there, and we were up there for the Menard and Iowa game not long ago, and the wind seems to gust out of there. It's a beautiful facility. They've got it done up right, and you're right, they do a lot in there. But it was a big one, and it looked like that we saw your senior get in the circle tonight. Well, we'll get her back here momentarily. We'll pull her off until she gets back there. You go back to the poll that's up there. Who do you think? So we've got a tie. Now, it's hard to have a tie with 2 people. Or I guess that's easy to have a tie that's in there. But here's a couple of things that are going around now. We just found out that we will be streaming the LSCA Senior All-Star Game. That's going to be a lot of fun. That's coming up May the 16th. And then, of course, we've got our Pelican State Rising Stars All-Star Game. Look, you need to pay attention over the next several days, and you'll start seeing a lot more of our invitations that are coming out, as well as some big news that's just around the corner on that. Have you signed up for our database yet? If you've got a player, if you've got somebody that's an underclass, 27, 28, 29, or 30, next year I guess we'll roll the 31s in. But, man, that makes it tough. Let's get Coach Alicia back. Coach, you took a nap on us.
Sorry. No, I was like, I couldn't hear y'all. Y'all couldn't hear me. But yes, my senior took the mound tonight for us, Jolie West. She is a utility player all around. Typically, this whole season, she's been in the catching position for us, but been a very dominant person in our offensive lineup. So we are excited to see that we have a couple of arms that we can throw. Ella Ortigo's another one on our pitching staff that has had a lot of success in several games this season. We're just happy to be able to produce quality athletes to compete at any level that we can and compete against the best to be able to ultimately get to sulfur.
Look, and that's the thing, and you've got a group that's led, of course, by Josie out there at shortstop, that have been there and done that, and they know what it takes. But you got a freshman that hasn't been there before, Briley Fontenot. She's been in the circle before you, hits the ball a ton, and that's a big pickup for you.
Oh, you're right. She is a freshman. Nobody would know it. Briley has such composure, and she's one of those kids that when she gets into the box, you kind of like, like a sigh of relief. You know something is going to happen with her. Um, She's been outstanding for us. I don't have her stats in front of me. And honestly, I'm not one of those coaches that go and look at the stats after every single game and detail everything. I let the moments soak in for a while before I dive into that later on. But she has been another arm that we've used for several games. And, like I said, I'm excited to have different people to pitch, and all of our new players. We have Anaya George, who's a freshman. We have also Madison Messer, who's in our lineup, who's a freshman. Callie Bird is a freshman as well. Quite a few new faces.
Look, we said that's it. We saw George in the couple of games that we were in there. Started, I think, out in right field, ends up moving into the infield. She's another one of those players that I think when you say, hey, she says yes.
Oh, absolutely. Her sister was the same way. Her sister is currently still playing at Southern University. She got a full scholarship over there, and she's now a grad assistant there and playing her fifth year. So find they're like, she's like a miniature. And I say, let's go, little A, because her sister was named Asia and her name is Anaya. But the George family is production of athletes, and she is no different. Goes very versatile in left-handed hitting, bunting, slapping, and then wherever I need her, infield or outfield.
Look, and we saw that. And this year's team, I think, is reminiscent. And you and I have talked about this. I know it's my assistant that comes up and helps me. You and I have talked about this before. We talked about at the end of last year, there in Fresh, when it didn't end like you wanted to, that, hey, this team is gone and we're starting a brand new one right here. But a lot of the same qualities exist. They'll get after you on the bases. They're going to play all out on defense. They're not afraid to bunt. I don't care who it is in the lineup. They could have homered their last at bat. If they need to lay the bunt down, they're going to. That's that type of mindset that I think people is that what you want people to expect when they see the Lady Panthers?
As a matter of fact, yes, like all of the above. Joe Lee West is our three hole one. Her batting average is ridiculous. And, she was up in a situation where we stole two bases and had Josie Vidgerine at third base. So typically, um, oh, that was when Sydney laid down a perfect bunt. Jolie laid down a perfect bunt to move and execute runners, having RBIs attached to some of it being sacrificed, but having those key players that can lay it down at any time and be powerful hitters as well. It's very, very rare for most coaches to have that much throughout their entire lineup.
And look, that's that mentality. I don't know if it's the dirtbag mindset. I mean, they are constantly getting after it. And one of the things that it does when you have people that are looking up for that bunt, boy, that shortens the infield and shortens the range. And next thing you know, there's a base hit on a ball that would have been caught.
You're right. You're right. I just tell them create chaos. I was like, I had told them in the beginning that I thought the Iowa game was going to be a one-run game. It was going to be very tight, and they were a quality team, and that we needed to take this opponent as it is. Um, and in all of that, saying, you know, my team, regardless of who we face, has finally developed that, okay, we're going to be in this together. We have one common goal. We're going to execute it one inning at a time. And hitting is contagious. Everybody knows that. But I firmly believe my team rallies when needed, and they all get involved and support each other, and that's something that's really key to my program is being involved and lifting up people and constantly talking and interacting. So I think this team meshes very well.
Oh, they definitely do. Anybody that's been on campus or seen you anywhere, they follow the mindset of their head coach. There's no doubt about that. Now, I see a lot of tournaments and things. Your David Thibodeau game got canceled. The only thing that's on your schedule is Menard for Tuesday night, the season finale. Is there anything between now and then for Pine Prairie?
Well, yes, Pine Prairie High School prom. So the girls are, gearing up for that, but we're still practicing um, between the hair and nails and spray tans. Um, the grind doesn't stop for us. We were going to play in a Buckeye tournament this upcoming weekend, but
Tomorrow and Saturday, yeah.
yes, unfortunately, due to prior commitments of some of the others, we were not able to have enough to play. Um, but we're going to be ready for Menard. Another good quality opponent. Great friend of mine, Brad Turney, runs a tight ship. One of my old assistant coaches, Hunter Orno, who I tremendously respect and glad to see him succeeding. They're doing a great job over there, and I know they were trying to figure things out in the beginning once basketball came back, but I keep up as much as I can, and they seem to be on a roll right now.
Well, if you'll have us, we'll be on campus Tuesday night for that one. We'd love to come down there and let that be our regular season finale.
Oh, well, we would love to have y'all, and I got you some food that we're cooking. You know.
It's about time. The times that we've been there before, it hasn't been. Well, Coach, so you probably are a chaperone for prom. Do you have to go to it, or do you choose to go to it?
I typically go and see my girls and take a picture of the softball players, and I try to stay out of it's not a school related event at our school. It's put on by the parents. So
Right.
very interesting, but I
So
hope
no
they all have
teacher
fun and
chaperones. Yeah,
yes, and be
good.
safe and make smart choices and to continue to represent our program the right way.
Well, I absolutely love it, Coach. We appreciate it, and looking forward to this Dash for Fresh as things get going. We'd like to have you on the show next Wednesday night when we do our bracket reveal that we've done started last year. The Dash for Fresh goes on, and it's probably who knows how long that show will go. We're going to talk to as many people as we can talk to that night to find out and get a look at the playoffs, and we look forward to having you on then.
Sounds like a plan. Y'all have a great one.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll see you Tuesday night down there in Pine Prairie.
Thank you.
There you go, head coach Alicia Abear, and we're rolling through our coaches tonight. Don't forget, if you have a comment, and let's go and look at, there's one from, there you go, says hello, guys. So there you go. We appreciate anybody that jumps in and gives comments on there. One that's going to have some comments tonight, team was in a dog fight tonight over at Holy Savior Menard, the Hicks Lady Pirates, and they are sitting at 18-3 on the season and number 3 in the power rankings. And we're delighted to be joined by Coach Boehner right now. And Coach, welcome.
I don't know what's going on. I can't hear you. I could hear all the last interview there, but I can't hear nothing now.
Okay, well, if you can't hear that, then you probably won't hear this. I'll text you that. This is how this works. We'll get it. Look, that's the beauty of live action on there too. Sometimes the green room catches folks on there. Sometimes it gets you out of there. But a big hello too. We saw that. If you've got comments on there, James Slaughter says 3. So there you go. We appreciate him checking in. Let's see if we've got. We double hit that. Let's see, Coach, you got us.
I got y'all now. I hear you loud and clear. Can you hear me?
Looks like he's not right. You guys.
Can you hear me?
That concession stand is tough to beat. It looks like it's where you at.
Yeah, that's where we're at. We're at Hicks concession stand. Can you hear what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yep. It's a little choppy, but I think we've got you. Right there is good.
Okay, good deal.
Yeah, there you go. So Coach Baynard joins us, the Hicks Lady Pirates. Coach, tremendous season that y'all have had.
Oh yeah, we're young, playing well. Took a tough loss tonight against Menard in a great ball game. I'd like to play, 10 more games like that before, because I feel like games like that prepare you for what our ultimate goal is to get to Sulphur and things like that, because you're going to play tough opponents. And once you get there, you can expect to have some close ball games.
Look, no doubt about it. And defensively, and we'll chop some of these up. You get caught on the play at third base there with a stolen base that was thrown out, but then you turn around and get somebody at home on a big play too. So that's what this time of the year is about, is bang bang plays like that and execution.
Exactly. Last inning there, inning before it was 1-0. No, it was actually 2-0. And I thought top order was coming up. And it was big for us to score at least one run in that situation with the top of the order coming up. And Perry led off the inning, which is our leadoff, 7th grader Perry Fredo, got a base hit. We bunted her over to second base, and then Cortland came up and got a base hit. And I was ready to take a chance to get that run in. Took the chance in because Perry can fly, and she made it in and was safe. And we got the run that I felt like we needed. And then Red or Abby Addison led off the following inning with a base hit. We bunted her over to second. This was the 7th. And there's a ball in the dirt, and she made the read. I told her, I want you to stay aggressive, but let's realize and learn from that situation. We want to actually see that ball kick away a little bit to make that attempt at third, because you're already in scoring position. And I'm glad the mistake happened now, and we can take it and learn from it. And I'm hoping that she definitely learned. And I'm hoping the other girls will take it and learn from it there, because we got her in scoring position at that point. With nobody out, you don't ever want to make the first or the third out at third base. Basic rule.
That's correct. But you turn around and then you stop a run at home too on a tremendous throw in at the plate that looked like it got it by a step or two.
Oh yeah, Peyton came up. It was runners at second and third, 2 outs in the inning, and Menard's leadoff got bloop single kind of over the second baseman's head in front of right field. And Peyton, our right fielder, has a very good arm. And she came up for an accurate throw, and we got her out at home. And those are the type of plays you can expect in those games like that. And every play like that matters.
Look, and if I'm coaching third in your situation, that's what we're doing, because so much has to happen in there. That ball, when Menard's coming around, Peyton's got to field it. She's got to come up though, and catch has to have it. The tag's got to be there, and you guys executed that perfectly.
We practice it, and the girls get out there and they perform. And there's times where you just got to take a chance, and especially like tonight's game where you had 2 excellent pitchers going against each other. Every chance you get to score a run, you want to take advantage of it, and you have to take a chance to score a run. And then whenever you do, you're hoping that the throw may be up the line or whatever to be able to get in there and be safe, because it takes the defense doing everything perfectly to be able to get you out.
Takes everything. Look, and you knew that both you and Coach Turney knew how valuable runs were going to be. When you're bunting first and second inning, you're doing that. That just shows you realize that Duce and Methvin were dealing and runs were going to be at a premium.
Our goal going into the season is cut down on strikeouts, and I felt like the first couple of innings there we had too many strikeouts, and I did feel like we made adjustments later on in the game, start putting the ball in play. But if you're striking out, you got to put the ball, you got to bunt, and Peyton laid down a bunt hit. I got a few other girls where we're trying to bunt with no strikes on us. Our goal is to get a hit, not just to move a runner over sometimes in different situations and stuff there. But with no strikes on us, I tend to try to bunt for a hit and put in a spot where they have to do everything perfectly to be able to get you out.
Well, Coach, I'm looking up and down your schedule. It looks like you have South Beauregard remaining on it. They had a big 12-2 win tonight over Anacoco, and so you've got a big one coming up there. What do games like this do to prepare you as you guys sit at number 3 in Class B? What does this do to prepare you for that run?
I expect them to be close ball games. I like seeing our girls and putting our girls in situations where the ball game's close late and we have to execute to get the win. That way in the playoffs, whenever it's a close ball game late, you're prepared for it. You know what that situation entails and you're ready for it and you know what to expect.
Well, definitely. You and I talked before the game, and we talked about Cortland and everybody that I've talked to, and we even spoke with her afterwards as well. But she was our most recent invitee to our Pelican State Rising Stars All-Star game, and it looked like when I told you that we wanted or asked you about inviting her, you were like, absolutely, that she's that one.
Oh, this is year 23 or 24 for me coaching, and I coached baseball for 17 years, and this is year 6 of me coaching softball. And she's as good of an athlete and as good of a pitcher as anybody I've ever coached. And I've had some good ball teams that I've coached on both sides of it. But her work ethic is above. Like before she was a high school player, she was playing highly competitive travel ball, and she still is. And she came in as a 7th grader, prepared, ready, and she still works just as hard as she did as a 7th grader. So I love seeing players with that type of work ethic be successful. And
well,
she deserves to be recognized.
One of the things that we told her when we spoke with her post-game was she takes care of things in the field, in the circle. She takes care of things swinging the bat, but she represents the game of softball. Well, I think she loves the game more than she loves winning or losing, and that's the kind of people that we have to have. One, you're successful at it, but 2, you just love the game.
Oh, I mean, you don't work as hard as she does unless you love it. Like, right. I mean, parents can push you and everything else there, but if you don't love it, it's going to show. And she absolutely loves the game. She works hard every day, and it doesn't take somebody. You don't feel like you're trying to drag her to make her do something. She's just out there doing it, and she's encouraging teammates to get out there and do the same thing.
Well, Coach, and that kind of sits in the middle because she's a sophomore. That sits in the middle of the age spectrum. You've got a 7th grader starting at leadoff, and you've got a senior that's in there. So you guys run the gamut, but you've only got the one senior. You guys skew very young.
We're really, if you go through our lineup, we got one senior, no juniors that are in our starting lineup. Let's see. Sophomores, there are 2 starters. We got 4 total. Freshmen are 4 starters. We got 2 8th graders and a 7th grader that start for us. And I'm talking at important positions. We got our 8th graders. We're starting at third base and shortstop. 7th graders starting in center field. Freshmen are starting at second base and first base. Our senior is a catcher, and then we're just young and at important positions, and they're playing extremely well. They're doing what they need to do. From time to time, you have mistakes, and you're just like, hey, brush it off, go on, make the next play. And that's the hard part with being that young. They tend to hang on to stuff, or they make mistakes.
Right.
None of these players want to make mistakes. They bust their butt. And whenever they do make a mistake, they need somebody to pick them up. Hey, get your head back in the game. We're confident in your ability. Get out there and just keep on playing and have fun with it. And they're starting to get better at doing that.
Somebody defensively that I was very impressed with was your shortstop. I think that's Hickman that was there. Tell me a little bit about her.
Cadence, 8th grader. She started last year in center field for us as a 7th grader. And this year here, Perry came along and covers ground great and gets great steps and allowed us to move KK to shortstop. And she's done a great job. I played her at short during junior high ball just to see what it looked like. She looked really good. She gets rid of the ball quick and makes accurate throws, and she covers a lot of range. And that's just defensively. Hitting-wise, I'm going to say I think she has about 3 home runs on the year. She's always a threat to lay down a bunt. She runs when she gets on base. She causes problems. just an excellent athlete, excellent ball player, and she's really good at all sports. She's an excellent basketball player and softball player, and she comes out and she works hard each and every day, and it pays off.
Well, it definitely does, and we see that. Coach, you're in a very every coach I talk to, when you get to the top 3 or 4, it just everybody is that solid, and y'all go in your division probably 5 or 6 deep that have an opportunity to come up there and do something on it. Sitting at number 1 is Stanley. Sitting at number 2 is Quitman. And do you think your body of work now has you ready to get and make that dash for Frash, and you've had the quality opponent to go in there and do it?
I'm confident in our ability. I think our goal is to make it there. Once you get there, anything can happen at all. And, whenever we get there, I'm confident playing against a Quitman or a Stanley. We played against Stanley last year, and we played against Quitman the last couple years. And we haven't come out on the winning side of any of those games, but we've been competitive in them. And I feel like this year here, a lot of my young players have grown quicker than what I was really expecting them to. It's hard to explain. You don't never know how growth is going to happen, but I've seen major improvements and just more consistency out of them. Stanley has a heck of a team. Quitman always has a heck of a team. And we're just hoping to be able to get there and compete against them and do everything we can to give them a run for their money.
Look, what I love about it is we get to watch this Hicks team for a number of years because they are so young. Coach, you've got them playing well. 18-3 on the season, sitting at number 3 in the Class B power rankings. And tremendous effort tonight. I know that you guys it didn't end up like you wanted to, but I do think that you took a lot out of it that you'll get ready for, that takes you and get you ready for South Beauregard.
Exactly. Take these games and learn from them. We played Winfield earlier in the season and lost in international tiebreaker rules to the Sulphur tournament in the 7th. It's 3-3 going into the 7th, and they ended up beating us 5-4. And those type of games right there, win or lose, they make you better. Of course, we'd like to win all of them, but those type of games, I don't care if you win or lose, you learn from them. So, and it prepares your players to be in those tight situations. So that's a great thing.
Coach, you mentioned you like to win all of them. There's not a single undefeated team any longer in softball as Vanderbilt Catholic goes down tonight. So, you talk about winning them all. Nobody wins them all.
Yeah, it's tough. Ultimately, that's what everybody dreams about doing. But I feel like if you play a top-notch competition, if you play a tough schedule, you're not going to win them all.
Right.
What you're looking for is those competitive ball games that, just make your team grow, make you better, and playing teams that the better competition you play, the more you get out of it.
Right. That's right. Look, and these young players are just going to store this away, and the only way to get experience is to get experience. And you guys are going in. You and I talked to a little bit prior to the game. You said you weren't really scheduling up and down the lineup like some of them do. Does that change next year now that you see what these girls are giving you? Do you go out there and make some adjustments to your schedule? Not trying to look ahead, but just thinking.
No doubt. I'm going to be looking to play up even more. This year here, we had 3 very good seniors that we lost off last year's team. And I wasn't worried so much about hitting the ball. And of course, I felt like we had pitching covered. What I was more worried about was how the defense is going to work out. And we've been much better than what I was, kind of not really that I was expecting. I knew we had the ability, but it's a matter of make one error and keep it at one error as opposed to letting the snowball effect happen, which happens with a lot of young teams.
That's correct.
I wanted them to have a little bit of success, but I wanted to also have competitive games. But next year it's going to be a tougher schedule. That's what I'm going to be looking to do is challenges even more, because in the playoffs, come by the end of the season, your ultimate goal is to be playing your best ball. And the better competition you play against, the more likely you are to be playing your best caliber ball.
Well, I'm telling you, I'm thrilled to watch the way that Class B shakes out starting on next Thursday, I guess next weekend. It's hard to believe this season goes so fast. The end of the regular season is Tuesday. And we'll have our pairing show on Wednesday night. But, Coach, thank you for taking time to visit with us. I know it makes for a long evening. You guys just got back home, but we love visiting with you and trying to get as much exposure on all the schools across the state we can.
I appreciate it there. Thank y'all so much there. Anything that I can do to help get our team and our girls more recognition, I just feel like they work hard, they deserve it. So I appreciate everything y'all are doing, and I appreciate the invite tonight.
Almost got you out of here before we talked about it. Speaking of invites, your girl Cortland Ducey is the newest member of our Pelican State Rising Stars All-Star team. I'm telling you what, you can tell she deserves it.
Oh, like I already said, she works extremely hard. She pitches great. We talked about she got the KCA or KLB Player of the Week last week there, and I looked at her stats at that point, and she had right at 100 strikeouts and 6 walks at that time. That's amazing. Like, the 100 strikeouts is great in about 70 innings or so, but the 6 walks, that's absolutely amazing, and it shows growth. Last year, she never has had trouble with control. Last year, she came in and she had more spin on all of her pitches and stuff, so she's spinning everything more often, and she struggled more than she had ever struggled there with it. And this year here, she came in, and I'm preaching to her about, hey, we want to make sure we challenge batters and stuff, and I'm big on getting 2 out of the first 3 pitches to be strikes. And from day one, what I didn't realize was how long it takes to learn how to spin the ball and be consistent with it. But she seems to have it figured out now, and no matter who we play, she's going to give us a chance to compete in the game, is my opinion. I'm glad I have her, and I'm glad I don't have to compete against her. And I wouldn't take her over really anybody because, I would take her over really anybody that I can think of off the top of my head, just because I see all the growth and how hard she works and everything. So she's a special player with a great work ethic. You don't see that every day.
Well, we're excited about having her, and excited again about the big run that is just around the corner for you. Coach, Hicks Lady Pirates on a roll tonight, just a little stumble. You'll be back on it against South Bow and the Lady K's pretty soon, and then off to the playoffs. Congratulations on a great season so far, and we're looking forward to a big finish from you guys.
Thank you so much, Darren. We'll be back working hard to hopefully continue this run that we have and continue it on through the playoffs tomorrow. So we'll be working hard at it again.
There you go, Coach. We appreciate you taking the time. We'll let you get back to your evening.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yep, you got it. Coach Boehner joining us. Hicks Lady Pirates drop one tonight, 2-1 to a Menard team that is catching fire at the right time. Had senior night tonight, and that had a little bit of emotion in there built up with it, but we enjoyed being there and bringing that game to you. You can go back and watch it. It's on our YouTube channel, 446 Sports, youtube.com. Anyway, just go to YouTube and search 446 Sports, and you'll find it. Guys that are in there that visited with us tonight, tomorrow night, I'm not sure what time we'll be on. We're going to be out at the Buckeye tournament watching a little bit of that and keeping an eye on everything that's going on out there and around the way. There is a lot of softball between now and Tuesday when the regular season finale hits us. Wednesday night, we'll get on here about 7 o'clock, and we won't get off the air until we talk to all the coaches that want to talk to us. So if you're a coach out there and you want to be a part of the show, or you got a player that wants to be a part of the show, come on and do it. Over this next 5 to 7 days, you're going to see about 25 to 30 invites given out as we roll towards our Pelican State Rising Stars All-Star game. We've got a lot of contact that we're making with folks, so just be around. We hate to – well, when we interview girls on here, we've gotten the habit that, hey, we've got them on because we're inviting them, but now I can't invite anyway. Stick around and stay tuned because you're going to start seeing these come in fast and furious, plus the new little update that we have that we'll let you know about on Monday. So, guys, it has been a pleasure. I'm going to get out of here tonight. It has been a long day. The voice is about shot again, but we'll be right back at it tomorrow. Our plan is to cover softball like nobody else does. Thank you for being a part of it. For Coach Boehner, for Coach Alicia Bear, and for all of those tonight that have watched, I'm Doug Gann. God bless you all, and good night.